What has been the biggest challenge for you to overcome in your life? For me, personally, is to overcome myself. Nothing has been more challenging in my life, my entire life, than overcoming myself. And what I mean by that is when you overcome yourself, it means that you have become more mindful of what affects you in your life. The average person seems to struggle with dealing with life on the external, interacting with people, you know, uh, challenges on their job, personal challenge about how they look, everything that's on the outside or the in the external world. But with me, my biggest challenges has been internally, and I didn't even know that until I became more mindful. We really don't know that when we navigate through life, we think everything that we're dealing with in our life is our biggest struggle. It may be how, to pay bills, how to find a job, how to navigate in a relationship, how to deal with, coworkers at work, how to deal with, you know, being able to pay for college. All of these things are things on the outside of you. My biggest challenge has been dealing with myself internally. And what I mean by that is all of the things that come up as self talk. We stay in our heads as individuals, but we don't know that that chatter that goes on in our minds has a lot to do with how we see ourselves in this world. Being an introvert, being a person who's creative and who is always thinking about how things are going to be, being inside all the time didn't make me think that I'm an internal person by nature. But it wasn't until I came across a book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself that it was able to give me some insight that that internal chatter had a lot to do with how I saw myself and what I thought about myself. And when you begin to become more mindful and know how the brain works and how the psychology of being a human being, you begin to put things into perspective in terms of your life. What's important, what's not important, how to deal with the external world, and how to go more into your internal world. You know, a lot of what affects us internally is reflected on the outside. And so until I dealt with my internal world or going more inward, I had a terrible perspective on life and how I saw myself. And the greatest habit that you can break is the habit of being yourself, because that being yourself is kind of almost detrimental to your well-being, your psychological well-being, your physical well-being, and even your mental well-being. Well, that's psychological. But anyway, navigating through this life when in my earlier years was hard because I didn't see myself in a good light. But once I learned how the mind works and how, you know, we see ourselves as individuals in this world and how you can put things into perspective, becoming more mindful, it gave me tremendous insight. Now I love navigating through life because I know a lot of things or maybe issues that I may have, I can solve those issues by dealing with my internal self. The thoughts, what you think about, you bring about. So if you're in a constant flow of thinking negatively about yourself, it's going to reflect on the outside. You're going to have negative circumstances, because human beings are like magnets. We attract things to us. We emit energy. And the energy in the deeds or the words or whatever you put out into the universe, you tend to attract that stuff back to you. So as I navigate through life and and it's like a puzzle to me, is you're putting these pieces together as it equates to your life and how things fit for you. But being an internal person now, to me, it is a better fit than the puzzle that I was creating before. And you'll find as you continue to grow and continue to evolve in life, once you begin to take a dive inside, you'll put things more in perspective in your life than you've done in previous past. It requires you to do some work on yourself, and a lot of people don't want to do the work because work is not easy. But it depends on how you see the work. I don't see it as hard work. I see it as rewarding work, because there's nothing more rewarding for me than to becoming a better person. So that means working on myself. So I don't think of it as something complicated. I think of it as something rewarding. So how you see a situation will dictate the results of that situation. So since I see it as rewarding, I love doing the work, which it requires me to be mindful, be more aware of what I'm thinking, how I'm impacting people, what energy I'm putting out into the world, and also meditating. It takes you to a higher state of consciousness than you would on a regular basis when you're just existing or excuse me, navigating through life, or on your uh, daily routine of interacting with people. So once you sit to yourself in a quiet space, close your eyes and try to just, it's best to do it at night or early in the morning before the daylight, because things are more calm. You're in between transitioning from nighttime to daytime, and it's easier to get into that state of mind. But if any of you have tried meditating, then you know what I'm talking about. For those who haven't tried, I really recommend that you start trying to do that, because it will take you to a higher state of consciousness. But getting back to my point of becoming more mindfulness, gives you more clarity in your life, helps you to be able to navigate more in life, and it'll put things more into perspective for your life. So anyway, that's a little bit about my journey, uh, becoming more mindful, becoming more aware, becoming more thoughtful. So anyway, that concludes my little talk for today. And if anything that I've said has resonated with you, please share. If you like what I've said, just give me a like, and continue to follow my journey as I continue to navigate through life as a woman of a certain age that is sharing her journey with the world. So my next video is on Friday. I will see you all then. Thanks for watching.